Tinkerbell? Tinkerbell? If you guys saw the last video, you guys probably remembered I broke down on the freeway and I had some weird electrical problem going on with my car, and we had to jump the main relay in order for me to get off the freeway. So spent a couple hours yesterday to diagnose what's going on with the wiring system in this car, and we tore apart a lot of things. And it turns out what we found out was this ground is shorted somewhere in the harness, just out of nowhere, randomly. I've checked the entire ground system in my car. They're all bolted down accordingly. And let me show you guys what it's doing. So when you turn the key on, power goes to the main relay. Relay sends power to the ECU to communicate. And then the ECU says, okay, everything checks out. We send a signal back, which then engages the fuel pump, the pre-prime of the fuel, and then you can fire the car over. So let me show you guys really quickly. No fuel pump, no ECU power. I mean, lights just come on, that's all it does, right? So when I put the ground onto the ground wire on the main relay, you guys are probably gonna hear this click. And when it's clicking, that means it is working. Fuel pump comes on, right? And the car should turn over. I mean, other than it being cold start. So now I need to dive deeper to figure out why that ground wire is not getting connection. But today we're gonna be working on my brother's car. So I'm gonna move this car off the driveway and get his wagon over here. What are you, chilling? Huh? What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. You guys saw we moved my brother's car up onto the driveway because today we're going to build him a new 3-inch stainless steel exhaust system. Now, if you guys remember a couple of videos ago, we went to the muffler shop. We got a quote. It was like 550 bucks. And I was like, damn, I guess the inflation is real. So I was like, you know what, for the price, I figured I'd just build it myself and save a lot of money there. So I've already got the last main piece shipped in a couple of days ago, and we are finally getting around to building him the exhaust system. Now, my brother's car does have a K20z3 in it with a CT Engineering supercharger. We went to go tune the car, and the current exhaust system that's on the car is a 2.5 muffle shop exhaust system, and it is actually restricting the setup. We went from making 249 horsepower with the exhaust system on the car to 278, 279 with the exhaust system off the car. Now, tuning this car open header with a 3-inch outlet is almost equivalent to a full 3-inch exhaust system. So hopefully putting the exhaust system on is not gonna change the tune too much. But if it does, you know, my tuner can tune in and adjust the map accordingly. But my brother hasn't really driven a car or really gotten on it because you can feel the congestion. So I figured I'd rather just get this exhaust system done and out of the way so he can actually enjoy the car now after the new tune. And we can move on to the next thing, which is my wagon. So this is the exhaust system that's been on my brother's car since 2017 when we swapped it to K series, and I made this adapter right here since we are rocking the S1 all-wheel drive header, and the header outlet is a 3, which then you guys can see I went from a 3 transition to 2.5, and then it goes to this 3-bolt flange to connect to the current exhaust system. So because I need this flange, I'm gonna lob it off right there. I did it purposely where it went from stainless to mild, and I'm gonna lob it off right there, and that's where we're gonna connect our new exhaust system from. So I'm gonna cut this off, bolt it back up to the car, and then we'll grab all the material we need to, well, I don't actually have everything, but I have enough to get started. And then whatever bends we need, we're gonna head over to the homie Kel's house to grab the rest of the bends we need to fab this entire exhaust system up. So this 2.5 exhaust system we just took off my brother's brown car is actually going to go into his blue car. That car has a B20 VTEC with the stock Civic exhaust system on it, which is like a 1.5 inch, little tiny for a 2.0 liter. So later we'll modify that to fit that car. For the most part, it should just bolt on because same chassis. So this right here is a vibrant resonator with technically this was a like mid section, right? It has an S shape right there, but I chopped all that up to make the exhaust for the sedan, and now we are left with just a straight piece. So we got to mock this up inside the car. I'm probably gonna have to cut these guys off right here and just kind of see where it all lands and what bends I'm gonna need to get this to go to the back of the car. And the muffler itself, we'll get to it when we get to it. It's actually right there in that box from Summit Racing. So actually kind of curious to know if this flange is the same as this flange. Oh, it looks like it. Oh dude, that's about near identical. If anything, it's like just a little bit lipped over right there. You see it? But I'm gonna test fit it first before I decide I'm gonna lob this off and weld this one on. I'm gonna mock up this piece, see where it lands, see what material I need, and see how we're gonna go about the direction of the exhaust based off the clearance we have. So it looks like this should line up. Okay, that is on, nice and tight. Might be a little hard for you guys to see, but the tonneau actually has space right here for the exhaust because single cam, you know, the exhaust exits on the driver's side and not on the passenger side like the K series. So if I was to cross over, I'd definitely have more space, but I would have to cross back over under the drive shaft to go out the passenger side. So the good thing is I did measure the resonator to the floor is 14 inches, and with this giant one, it's still about 14 inches. So the ground clearance should be about the same as the old one. So right now this is probably the general position of the midsection to go to the back of the car. And honestly, I went through my inventory. I don't have any more straights, so I need a bunch of straight to go out that way. So figure out our measurements and hit up the homie Kel. Shout out KELLYBUILT. Street Power Oval Universal Muffler from Vibrant Performance, part number 1111. It is a 3-inch in single and dual 2.5 outs. So this is what we're going to be rocking. And right now I need to pop this off so I can figure out the back half of the axle back that goes into the 3-inch inlet. I've already kind of got ahead of myself today, and I I did start a little bit late today because I went to go hang out with my buddy Joel. We went to go grab some lunch, and Joel is the guy who drives that other blue EF sedan that makes 600 plus on a B series turbo setup. Ooh, man. Man, oh man. BEA, beautiful. Really curious to know how this sounds like. I'm gonna be dead ass honest with you guys. It took me 5 days to build my brother's exhaust system. When I pulled the car up into the driveway, I took the old exhaust system off, and then I attached the mid pipe that I had, and then I took the measurements that I thought I was gonna need to build the rest of the exhaust out the back bumper. And I went over to my buddy Kel's house, shout out to KELLYBUILT, for providing all the material that I needed. Now, it took me a little while to kind of figure out how I was gonna, you know, point the exhaust, how can I tuck it up higher, so on and so forth. And that took a little time to figure all out, but I got it all tacked up. And then when I got to the back muffler, I realized then that I was running short on material. Now, Kel is a full-time fabricator and he does get busy. So I went over to my other buddy's place, Spool and Performance. If you guys don't remember Phil, Spool and Performance from the good old Honda Tech days. He's also a full-time fabricator and, you know, auto body mechanic, and he had material that I needed. So I went over to his place, grabbed some of his stuff, and came back to finish up the back half of the muffler. And then I was like, I don't like the way I had pointed it the first time, the second time, the third time, and then I had to sit and do some pie cuts to get the dual tip to point out straight out the bumper. Nonetheless, we got everything all finalized and fully welded up, and I just installed it onto the car, and dude, it looks freaking awesome. Check it out. Oh, oh man, I'm really loving this, guys. I am really loving this. You know what? Let me get my flashlight for y'all real quick, and then I'm gonna throw myself onto the floor. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think what took the longest was trying to figure out a hanger system, and it was kind of hard for me to get this guy up onto the pipe because I didn't have a, you know, a secondary TIG machine to take it here before taking it off to my table. So what I had to do was I MIG welded it, I tacked it a little bit, and then I pulled it off, and then I welded it, and then I cleaned off the MIG weld, and then fully TIG welded it all the way through. Guys, this is my second full stainless steel exhaust system, and I am very proud of it. So up in the front, S1 header, all-wheel drive header, 3-inch V-band from the bellow, and then it goes into a vibrant, I believe it's a vibrant resonator. It's like a 18-inch resonator, and then it goes all the way back here. We have a Evil Energy V-band right there. Comes around, all the piping provided by Kel. Vibrant number 1111 3-inch in with a dual 2.5 out right there, out the back bumper. And I'm ready to hear how this thing sounds like. I was actually talking to the homie Phil, and he said for an all-motor car, it's already hard to get the car to be quiet with a 3-inch exhaust, yet alone a supercharger. So now I'm kind of like, I don't know if this is going to be quiet at all. And I mean, the only way we'll really know is to fire it over. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my keys, and then we're gonna fire this thing over with you guys and really see how this thing sounds like. I will tell you that this thing pulls a lot harder than the 2.5 exhaust system, but damn, when you get on it, it does get loud. It does get loud. But to me, it sounds good. To my brother, might be a little too loud for him. At idle, it's nice and quiet. Honestly, the fan is louder than the muffler in the back. So let me give you guys a couple of revs. Car is warmed up. The two-step is ridiculous. Damn. I'm really curious on the ground clearance. Oh, that's not that low. That's at least 3.5. Just as low as the old exhaust system, which isn't too bad. Granted, this is a 3-inch, so not bad at all. Honestly, to me, the car is really not that crazy loud because my KRX has been louder than this. If you guys remember, I've changed the muffler in that car like twice now, and where the KRX currently sits, I'm completely okay with it. This car, if you keep it under 4,000 RPMs, which my brother drives really normal, it's fine. But when you get on it, it opens up like stupid loud, right? But again, it's normal to me. The way this car sounds, it might be a little too loud for my brother, but I mean, it is what it is. An all-motor car, a K-series on a 3-inch exhaust system, it's gonna be really hard to tone down if you don't have like either a dual muffler or dual resonator setup or whatever the case is. But I talked to Spool and Phil, and he said that it's still gonna be loud no matter what you put on it. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. And I actually kind of thought about this. This wasn't intentional, right? But if you guys remember, I mentioned that we were supposed to turbo this car, and then my brother was like, oh, I want to utilize this setup, and we decided to bring it back to the dyno with the header, with some upgrades, the ported snout, the throttle body upgrade, the intake, to try to squeeze a little more power out of it. Now, if you guys saw the dyno video, the car made just under 280, and it is kind of low for being about 10 psi on the supercharger, and we're thinking that either the engine itself is maybe retired or the supercharger needs a rebuild. We don't know. I'm gonna have to do a compression test on the engine soon, just to know for ourselves. But we were supposed to turbo this car. He wanted to utilize the supercharger setup first and threw it back on the dyno. So now we have the exhaust upgrade on the car. He can drive it for a little bit, and again, not intentionally, but maybe the loudness will convince him to let me turbo the car sooner than later, because I know he wants the car to be quiet, and a turbo itself is like a silencer. So I'll show you guys, like, I don't know how many months down the road from now, the sound of the supercharger on the 3-inch exhaust system is gonna differ when we put a turbo on it with the same exhaust system. So hopefully you guys stick around for when we do all that shebang. But for right now, hopefully my brother can enjoy the car a little bit. I'm super stoked that I have now completed 2 stainless steel exhaust system, one on my sedan, one on my brother's car. And now that I've done the 2, I honestly want to redo the exhaust system on the H2B CRX, because 1, it's super duper loud. 2, it hangs really low, and because I've had experience now with oval, I kind of want to build a new exhaust system for the H2B CRX to kind of bring it further back, because it is a like mid exhaust which dumps literally right under the shifter box. So the car is going to come up to the driveway here soon. Now that my brother's car, the brown one, is done with the exhaust system, he can enjoy it. And then the blue car is going to come up for a day. I'm just going to swap the exhaust system from the stock to the 2.5 that we took off the brown car, and then I'm going to jump into my wagon to start stripping the bay down. There's nothing in there currently. All I got to do is scuff it all up really good, do a light body work on some of the areas that I have to drop parts in the engine bay and just clean the bay up, spray it, and then the H2B car comes onto the driveway. So I'm pretty stoked about it, guys. But as far as this video goes, we're gonna wrap it right here. I hope you guys enjoy the progress update, the new exhaust system for my brother's Supercharged K wagon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But if you guys enjoyed this video, man, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for all the shenanigans happening here soon on the driveway, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. The overcast is crazy today. The rain is probably gonna come here soon. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.